Leela crashed my lecture, snapped me sleeping, and won't admit it. Post after post. I checked them in secret until my heart felt lashed and waited. Their world had nothing to do with me. I heard they'd split, that Leela had left, that Chase spent night after night in bars, wrecked. A guilty flicker of satisfaction stirred in me. When we met again, my heart still raced for him. First love that deep doesn't fade. That night we went karaoke drinking. He sat beside me in the dim private room where no one noticed us. Chase kept staring until, flustered, I reached for my glass. He caught my hand and leaned in, breath warm. Elara, do you still like me? Pinned in that sofa corner, cheeks burning, I couldn't answer. The air was thick with something new. He brushed a soft kiss against the corner of my mouth. Let's be together. Smugly I crowned myself the winner, believed I was the one who'd walked the longest road with Chase. We knew each other best. No, I knew Chase best. Chase didn't know me at all. Chase, who do you love most? The girl on the clip sobbed, voice raspy yet syrupy enough to melt bones. Leela, Chase mumbled like a child, nuzzling the woman filming. Chase loves Leela forever. Tonight was supposed to be our engagement gala. The montage of our pre-wedding shoot should have played, after which Chase would appear with the ring. Now the guests, thinking the faceless woman on screen was me, tittered and winked. Well, I felt flung into an ice bath, because I knew the woman in that video wasn't me. Chase bolted in from the foyer, shouting, "Who authorized this?" But the corridor was too long. Before he reached the screen, the voices rang out, "Chase, don't marry Elara, please. You said you loved me most." "I love only you, Leela, only you. I said I'd marry you." Then came unmistakable wet kissing sounds. Gasps swept the ballroom. On the days I gazed down at Chase, inflappable Chase now completely unmoored, and I smiled brilliantly. Every eye turned to me. I lifted the handheld mic. Apologies, everyone. The man in that clip is my fiance's younger brother, Chase. Sorry for the spectacle. Without waiting for reactions, I gathered my gown and walked to the man seated at the right round table in the corner. Adrian, won't you come up? Only then did the crowd truly notice him. Adrian wore a black suit, red-soled black Oxfords, legs casually crossed. He watched me approach, amused. My hand trembled as I reached out. He caught it steady as steel. The farce ended with me engaged to Chase's older brother Adrian, saving both families' reputations. The second the footage aired, the Sterlings panicked. They were an academic dynasty turned entrepreneurial only since Mr. Patriarch's generation. They couldn't let one son destroy the stature they'd spent decades building. When Adrian's fingers closed over mine and felt the sweat on my palm, he squeezed gently, telling me without words to breathe. The marriage contract was brought, his name already replaced Chase's. I stared as he pressed his thumbprint, then guided my thumb to seal mine. Contract signed. Right complete. Adrian slid the ring onto my finger, and I knew I'd dragged him into my mess, made him the casualty. Chase had been escorted out by Mr. Patriarch's men. Whatever happened to him no longer concerned me. On Adrian's arm I toasted every table. In this crowd of Riverdale's elite, expert at reading the room, no one mentioned the scandal from 10 minutes earlier, only offered congratulations on our engagement. To our family's new alliance and to the perfect match everyone says we make. Halfway through the gala, I swayed into Adrian and let my head settle against his shoulder. Adrian smiled at the surrounding guests. Please excuse us, I'm taking her upstairs. No one stops the host when she's had too much champagne. Adrian scooped me into his arms. I gasped, circled his neck, then buried my face in his chest like a shy bride, breathing the faint scent of jasmine. Outside the grand I whispered, "All right, put me down." Adrian said nothing. He carried me into the elevator. He didn't release me, and I didn't dare squirm. I told myself he hadn't heard and swallowed the words a second time. Having second thoughts. He snorted. The alcohol surged. My cheeks burned. No. He hooked a faint smile, laid me on the suit's bed, closed the door, and sat on the sofa across from me. Adrian tugged his tie loose and opened the top two buttons. The silence was suffocating. Neither of us spoke. Until I shut my eyes, went limp on the mattress, and draped my forearm across them, my sockets dry, voice gone. My reaction that night had blindsided Leela. I'd been waiting for her next move, and sure enough, the clip arrived. Yesterday, I'd put the finishing touches on tonight's engagement gala. Those days I worked until I could barely see, yet my heart felt honey sweet. I rewatched the highlight reel. I'd cut myself, the girl laughing, the man gazing down at her with soft eyes. Now there was only ashes. I opened my inbox and found an anonymous email sent that morning, an attached video. It began with Chase sprawled across a woman's lap. My heart lurched. She wore a white silk blouse and a pencil skirt, stroking his hair again and again. I had never seen Chase like that, fragile, clinging. I watched the entire recording in silence, then checked the timestamp, midnight, the night before. At that hour, I'd been pacing the Crimson All Runner, rehearsing the evening schedule. I pictured Chase walking toward me with bouquet and ring while our love story played on the ballroom screens. I'd wanted to watch him advance with certainty, so I'd ordered the runner extra long, like the slow fulfillment of my secret crush, hard one. I dragged myself home after one adatum and found a text from Chase. Board meeting ran late. Don't worry. So that was the meeting. I replayed the clip obsessively, dissecting Chase and the half-hidden woman whose voice cracked with hurt. Everything lately confirmed it. Chase had cheated body as well as heart. While I dreamed aloud about our future, the man I loved lay in someone else's arms. And I still planned eternity with him. My years of longing were a punchline. The boasts I'd made to my friends lapped me raw. When grief is total, tears don't come. I coldly saved the file, forwarded it to the AV team, and instructed, play this tomorrow. Therefore, everything that happened today was scripted by me. I directed this whole farce, determined to shred the sterling reputation Chase prized and rip off his gentleman mask. The only wild card, Chase's older brother Adrian. Adrian is 6 years older than Chase and me, the son of the patriarch's first wife. She'd been dead a month when Sterling brought wife number to home. Adrian had always been the quiet, stone-faced one. As kids, we were a little afraid of him. He left early to run the overseas holdings. I only heard he was back last month. I didn't sleep at all, crushed by pain, drunk on hatred. I would destroy everything Chase valued. Just then a text from Adrian landed. Chase is cheating. What do you want to do? My pulse jumped. I asked him to meet. Every woman in the restaurant glanced our way. Years had carved him into cool, magnetic power, still untouchable. Adrian, what should I do? The engagement announcement was public. Backing out now would be a blood sport. Adrian held my gaze. Alara, Sterling isn't only Chase. My spoon clinked against the cup. Alara, do you trust me? Marry me. I'm single, no exes, no vices, no entanglements. I'll respect you, protect you. Want to try? Why, you don't even like me. He hesitated, then gave a soft laugh. Because I need control of Sterling. It was my mother's company. I won't let it fall into the wrong hands. I need Vance backing. Chase's mother had been rushing us to the altar. Now the hurry made sense. Deal, I said, crisp and fast. Hatred had soaked me through. Tears slid to my temples. The agony arrived too late, choking me. With my eyes covered, every other sense sharpened. I heard Adrian's Italian leather approach, smelled jasmine, felt the mattress dip. He pulled my arm away and brushed the wetness from the corner of my eye with a knuckle, sighing. This is Chase's fault. He owes you an apology. His voice was low, steady, meant to soothe. Instead, the dam burst. I flung myself against him and sobbed harder. He went rigid, then eased, palms stroking my back. He never loved me. He was always calling for Leela, not Ilara. I poured out every humiliation. He held me and listened until the storm passed. Ilara, give us a shot. Adrian released me and looked straight into my eyes. I stared, unable to read the emotion there. When I said nothing he didn't push, he only traced the engagement ring on my finger. The cool brush of his skin was unmistakable. Head lowered, he studied the band. I tried to tug away, embarrassed. He tightened his grip. You can still back out. I met his grave eyes and shook my head. No regrets. Eyes shut, I lifted my face, looped my arms around his neck, pulled him down, and pressed my mouth to his cool lips. Both families tacitly agreed to never mention Chase again, and I had no intention of seeing him after all. I'd already ended it. I left the Sterling Tower and texted Adrian that I'd wait in the lobby. Then the last voice I wanted to hear struck my ears, Ilara. That voice had tracked me from childhood through adolescence into love. When desire ran high, he would rasp my name like a prayer. Once it had sounded like devotion, now it turned my stomach. I retched, complexion draining. The receptionist hurried over, asking if I needed help. Before I could answer, a high whine filled my ears and fire blazed across my cheek. Chase had slapped me. Are you pregnant? Did you sleep with Adrian? Ilara, how cheap can you get? That's my brother.